Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Top of the morning to you, East Alabama and West Georgia. Are you ready for some brutally cold weather? Well, I'm afraid it is on the way. Coming up in this morning's edition of your primetime forecast, we'll let you know what to expect. It's going to be dangerous, folks, so we want you to really pay attention to this morning's weather forecast and heed the warnings that we are about to give you. Before we jump into the forecast, let me remind you that without this guy right here, we couldn't do this, so give Jamie Dukas a shot at your insurance. See just how much money he can save you with Alpha. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen or click the link at the top of the video, or you can call Jamie at 256-831-7770 and find out just how much money you can save with Alpha today. Current conditions at the East Alabama Bee Company in 5 Points, Alabama. We currently have 38 degrees. The high temperature yesterday was 45. We have cloudy skies currently. Wind is out of the northeast at 5, gusting to 10. The humidity is 97%. Barometric pressure 30.35. We did receive about a quarter of an inch of rain yesterday. Sunrise this morning is 6:39 a.m. Sunsets this evening at 4:40. Don't forget to stop by ML Aubrey's in downtown Roanoke or Randolph Farmers Co-op in Wedowee to pick up that East Alabama Bee Company honey. We're headed to 50 this afternoon in Roanoke. It'll be a mostly cloudy day. 51 in Ashland, Lineville, Wedowee, Woodland all go to 50. 49 up in Ranburne. Talladega, the super speedway, will hit 53 this afternoon. 52 in Alexander City. And Pine Mountain will top out at 49 degrees this afternoon. So let's just get right down to the nitty-gritty. This is ugly. It is going to be very, very, very cold. Now, we're talking about some of the coldest temperatures we have seen in well over 5 years. It is going to be very dangerous. Pipes will freeze. There will be power outages, most likely. And we could even have to deal with a little bit of snow on the back edge of the precipitation as it moves through after midnight Thursday night. But first things first, today, mostly cloudy, near 50 this afternoon. 38 will be your overnight low with a 20% chance of rain. Then on Thursday, a mostly cloudy day, maybe a passing shower or some drizzle from time to time throughout the day. And we'll give you about a 30% chance of rain. 52 will be your high in the afternoon. And then, as we get into the overnight hours after midnight, Thursday night, this cold front that we've been talking about now for about 3 weeks will come barreling in from the northwest, and our temperature is going to take a nosedive. And this transition is going to take place in 3 hours or less. We're talking you're going to be able to literally watch the temperature fall as the cold front starts to move through our area, probably sometime around 3 a.m. early Friday morning. The wind is going to pick up out of the northwest. It's going to start gusting up to as much as 30 to 40 miles per hour. And then the temperature is going to take a nosedive. By the time the sun comes up Friday morning, we will be well into the 20s. And I think by mid-morning Friday morning, we'll be down around 14 degrees. And we could have some rain. It'll start as rain after midnight. And then as we get toward daybreak, maybe after 3 a.m., that rain could start mixing with sleet and snow. And then for about an hour, maybe 2 hours on the very end of it, we could switch over to all snow. Now, we're not really anticipating any major accumulations here. A dusting is possible, but the roadways, at the onset of all of this, the roadways will still be well above freezing. It's going to take time for the ground to actually cool off. So we don't anticipate any major accumulation on the roadways, but what could happen if the cold air rushes in fast enough, any residual moisture that's left on the roadways could flash freeze. So there could be a couple of hours of slick spots on the roadways on Friday morning. But I think as we approach the noon hour Friday, even though we're going to be brutally cold, The sun will come out, so there will be some radiational heating, though not very much. But I believe by noon or early afternoon, any slick spots on the roadways, with the help of the radiational heating and the wind, the roadways should dry up nicely. So I don't anticipate any long duration travel issues, but there could be a few hours of slick spots on the roadways early Friday morning through about mid-morning Friday. Wind chill factors at times could dip down below zero, maybe as low as -10. This is dangerous weather, people. I mean, if you go outside in this stuff, you could get frostbite very easy. And these are just not temperatures, wind chill factors that we're going to see Friday into Saturday is just something we are not accustomed to here in the South. I mean, if you've lived in places like Colorado or Chicago, Illinois, you're used to this kind of stuff, but we very rarely see temperatures and wind chill factors like we're going to see on Friday. So you got to pay attention to the warnings we're giving you. You need to take all those precautionary measures today and tomorrow to protect your life, your family, your home, your property, your animals. They've got to come inside. There is just no arrangement you can make outside that is going to protect your animals. You got to bring them indoors. You got to make sure all your pipes, you got to make sure your automobile, and you got to be safe inside your home. If you're using electric heat, make sure that you only plug in one electric heater per outlet. Don't use an extension cord. Make sure there's at least 3 feet of clearance all the way around that electric heater. Don't leave an electric heater unattended. If you lose power, be very careful with candles, with fireplaces, wood-burning stoves. All of these things you need to really be mindful about as we go into this unusually brutal cold period across East Alabama and West Georgia. So we get all the precipitation out of here early in the day on Friday. During the day, the sun will come out, but it's just going to be a windy, cold day. Not a good day to travel. If you don't have to be on the roadways, we highly suggest that you do not. If you absolutely have to, make sure you carry water, blankets, extra clothing, and food with you in your automobile. In the event you become stranded, you'll have a way of surviving until help can get to you. And then as we head toward Friday night, we're headed for 10 degrees. Some locations across East Alabama and West Georgia will actually get down into the single digits on Friday night. A hard freeze warning is already in effect. That will actually go in place at midnight Thursday night, and a wind chill watch is up for the same area. That probably most likely will go to a warning as well, and that's a product that we very rarely see from the National Weather Service across our area. So pay attention to this. We're not looking at a major deal from snow, but the cold, that's a totally different story. This is going to be a very, very cold period, and it's going to last. We're talking Saturday, our high temperature will be 28, down to 14 on Saturday night. Then on Sunday, Christmas Day, it's going to feel like a heat wave. We'll make it all the way to 35 on Sunday afternoon, back down to 19 Christmas night, and then on Monday, back to mostly sunny skies, 42, and we'll hit 25 for your overnight low on Monday night. And then the warming trend continues, and by the time we get to the end of next week, we may be knocking on the mid to upper 50s for daytime highs and overnight lows above freezing. So if we can make it through Christmas weekend, we're going to be okay here. But you got to pay attention to this, folks, and be prepared for brutally cold Arctic air arriving after midnight Thursday night and continuing all the way through Christmas Day. Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar showing no precipitation across East Alabama or West Georgia this morning. And we remind you that we broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at drdonwx.com. That's our home on the World Wide Web. We invite you to go to our website. Upper right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Donate. That's how you help support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. For you Facebook users, we love to get those Facebook stars. That helps support us as well. And those folks you see scrolling on the left-hand side of your screen, such as Auction 431 South in Phoenix City, those are our partners. If you own a business and would like to be a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather, all you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started by the time we do our very next weather forecast. If the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, that will be first thing tomorrow morning, right here on Dr. Don's Weather.